Beep boop boop beep. Ba ba da ba da. Excuse me. Big yawn. Sound is not coming through my headphones. They did not connect for whatever reason. Oops. Pushing the buttons. Wonder if anything has happened in the world. Francine up in the Gulf. So the thing about a storm that forms in the Gulf is that unless it sits there, it doesn't really have time to strengthen that much. So Francine just blows into Texas right now. Right, it'll hit Category 1 at best. On the other hand, if it decides to head for Florida, they don't have time to grow a little bit. It's the ones that form a little farther out that become really large. There are so many things wrong with this. I share the context here. Yeah, this is a common cause for dismissing a suit is, I mean, really there's two of them. One is the plaintiff fails to identify a tortious or criminal action, right? Like sometimes people will file a lawsuit but not actually accuse the other party of anything. Like that's that's a pretty basic way to mess up your filing. And then this is the other one is failing to identify like anything for the courts to do. Right? Like they say, this person caused me, you know, severe emotional distress. And the courts are like, okay, you you have to right show some evidence of distress, and you have to show some evidence that they caused it, and then you have to right have a proposed manner of relief. You have to have something the courts can do about it. And if you don't include those in your filing, the courts are gonna just be like, what do you want us to do? Yeah, and the fact that this person had an attorney is that's definitely a mark against that attorney that they would make such a basic error in their suit. I mean, it's possible that like the suit really is just a whole nothing burger, right? If they're being paid by the plaintiff rather than working on consignment, or if for some reason they have a personal grudge against the accused, then maybe they would do this for free. Either that or they're just a bad attorney. Could be. I don't I don't know anything about them, so it may not be. Mm, why why even say that? I mean, I get that the Trump Vance platform, one of their major bullet points is anti-immigration sentiment. Why? Yeah, I mean, likewise, I feel like Tulsi Gabbard has used up all of her credibility. So that's one of those voices that I mostly ignore at this point because she said all sorts of stuff over the years that's mostly without substance. Yeah, that's something that happens, people, is if you continuously say things that lack substance, people will stop listening to you. It's kind of Okay. Uh, Moderately famous or influential person turns 100. Sure. Not sure what declaring a day for a person involves. Does the Utah governor declare a day for everyone who turns 100? Or is it only because this person has influence? Tyrannical. That's a word that Trump uses whenever people don't want to do what he wants them to do. Generally because what he wants them to do is against the rules. Hi, little boy. How are you doing? Yeah, that's actually a little bit funny. Is Kennedy waited too long to drop out of the race, and now he's stuck on a couple of the ballots. He doesn't want to be on the ballots anymore. Right? Presumably, I'm guessing Michigan's reasoning is there's a deadline to changing the ballots, and you missed it. We're not, we're not changing them at this point. Um, yeah, I don't think I could ever work for Trump because he does this a lot. See, when he doesn't get the results he wants, he starts bashing whoever was working for him. Doesn't matter whether or not they did a good job. heck happened here? I mean, I understand how fuel tanker and a truck can run into each other and explode, but why were there so many people affected? Fuel tanker was also carrying cattle. How do you have a combination fuel tanker cattle hauler? Like, that's something you might expect on a train, but this was a truck, right? Well, I'm not sure how that works. Maybe it was just a really busy road, or there was a bus nearby. Yeah, the term limit in the United States was kind of almost an accident, but I really do feel like that's important. Right? Because there's a lot of places that have quote unquote elections, but have no actual process for transferring power. On the one hand, I'm kind of curious how the chief of police and a fugitive ended up in the same helicopter crash. On the other hand, I'm not convinced that's really news that affects me. Not sure why Netanyahu would demand quote unquote open ended control of Gaza's border with Egypt. Right, that seems like a non starter. No one is gonna go for that, so why even demand it? Is there some sort of secondary goal involved in the negotiation? Right? Like sometimes asking for something you know you're not going to get is a tactic to soften up negotiations for some secondary goal, but otherwise asking for something that you're not going to get, it just annoys everybody. looking for a peace deal is great and all, but there's no, so far as I can tell, there's no compromise position here. The two sides have basically both declared that certain territory belongs to them. Right? Like, it's not a real compromise position to say Russia started a war of territory acquisition, and in order to stop the war, the Ukraine should give up some of that territory. Right? That doesn't make any sense. If nothing else, that would legitimize future claims that that territory belonged to Russia. So Ukraine will never want to put that, even if there is a peace deal, they'll never want to put something like that in the peace deal. Ukraine is going to want to claim that that territory was taken from them illegitimately. And that's the number one thing that Russia wants out of a deal. They want to legitimize the whole territory acquisition. Right. Even though acquiring territory via military ports is explicitly not allowed. That's one of the causes of big circular holes is asteroid impacts. People find lots of interesting stuff on Google Maps. It's not really a smiley face. It doesn't even have a mouth. It's just pareidolia, because any circle-ish shape with dots on the inside looks like a face to us. Still having trouble locking down the cosmological constant, huh? Of course, one of the answers is it may not be a constant. That would make things more difficult. Now is molybdenum, maybe? So we're looking for catalysts for carbon dioxide conversion because we have too much carbon dioxide in the air. Molybdenum. So I don't remember exactly what you do with the carbon monoxide once you've separated it out. So it works as a reducing agent because it would like to get its second oxygen back. Right, so in this case, reducing agent means something that absorbs oxygen chemically from other stuff. Well, not necessarily oxygen. It means it's something that donates an electron, technically speaking. But usually when you want to donate an electron, you want to do so in, say, a metal that has been oxidized. And it'll donate that electron in exchange for the oxygen molecule that's tied to the metal. So it'll turn the metal oxide back into a metal, and it'll turn the carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide. That's actually the same thing. But you can use it to produce alcohol. Suppose. Use to make acetic acid. Guess that makes sense if you can use it to make ethyl alcohol. For context, ethyl alcohol is the alcohol that we drink, and acetic acid is vinegar, which is frequently made from ethyl alcohol. So this is not a photograph. This is artist's rendering. You know how I know? It's because it shows the black hole in too much detail, and also probably it's not correct because the accretion disk's light would be warped in a way that's not showing. It's not the artist's fault. It's basically impossible to draw that correctly without running a computer simulation and then tracing that. Faraway galaxies. Pretty dim and dark. Very red. Side note, these ones here with the lens flares, those are stars. They're just in the way of the picture that they're trying to take of the galaxies here. And these swoops here. These kind of streaks. Not sure what they are. They're probably not. It's probably not an object that looks like that. It's probably something that, either something that was moving or something that's being lensed by this central galaxy. But they're really far out for that, so I would guess these are things that are moving. Something in the foreground, right? The space equivalent to a bug flying in front of your camera as you're trying to record a video. Yeah, these are probably very early galaxies because we kind of suspect that the first galaxies don't really follow the same rules as current galaxy formation. Yeah, these are probably the farthest out and therefore the oldest. Yeah, so this will make the Pluto enthusiasts mad. But Planet 9 is. We have some evidence from the way things are orbiting in the outer solar system that there's something large out there that's pulling on things with its gravity. And what do we say? Planet is probably a gas giant sized planet, not a rocky, like terrestrial sized planet. The gas giants tend to be much larger. I mean, Earth is actually the biggest of the rocky planets. Which is actually a potential problem with trying to colonize Mars, is we're not super enthusiastic about the lower gravity. We suspect that, at a minimum, people would have to wear weights to stay healthy for long periods of time in reduced gravity. And even that may not be enough, right? Because you can really only weight down your skeleton. Your internal organs can still swoosh around in a way that we don't really know the long-term effects of. But based on data we have from astronauts staying in the space station, we suspect it's not good for you. Fish gut facials. And once the skincare companies, identify the various compounds, they'll probably look for a synthetic alternative that's less expensive than fish guts. Yeah, we still don't know that much about the inner core. Yeah, this is that same article that keeps popping up for months now. It's not an ocean. It's that porous is not the right word. But the mantle has chemical properties that allow it to not really absorb, but kind of hold water. It's not an ocean though. Like it's solid. You can bind water to solids. That Did a star make a close flyby to the solar system billions of years ago? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I forget what those bits are. Our cells have a thingamajig that it produces to bind onto viruses. Alien spaceships could be detected using gravitational waves. See, that's more science fiction than it is science news. It's probably true, though. I mean, if you're using, for instance, now QB Drive, right, which gets around the light speed limit by moving space around the ship instead of moving the ship through space, right? That might create a gravitational wave. Yeah, I forget what happened to him, but his face was badly injured somehow. Hmm, more flu. That's. We don't really need another pandemic. I mean, Mpox is also kind of pandemicing a little bit. I think maybe I'll just stay inside for the next couple of years. I think sudden infant death syndrome may be metabolic. That's kind of interesting. There's still a lot of things we don't know about. Some of these just don't appear to be like this. Does not appear to be a health article. That's a right to your newspaper's help column article. Six-pack surgery, huh? I don't even know what that's supposed to be. When you do, you go in and remove the fat deposits. Yeah. Fat prosthetics. Sucks for any. If any of those kids did actually get their shots, now they need to get them again. I'm guessing they voided the records due to some sort of fraud, probably. That's surprising. This is something that we've known for quite a while. I wonder whether this is a chemical or a bacterial problem. See, this is terrible policy. Basically, all vaccines should be free for all recipients. And it's not like right. If people who can't afford a vaccine get sick, it's not like it's going to stay among those who couldn't afford it, right? That's not how diseases work. And people who struggle to afford it are the ones who can least afford to stay home when they're sick, so they have to go to work and get everybody else sick too. So far, all I've gotten from this article is that this this anesthesia affects the thalamus, and that the thalamus, something about the density of the network of the neurons in the thalamus, like it makes them spread out or something, which is what makes you go not conscious for the anesthesia. I mean, honestly, this could be an AI generated paper filled with nonsense for all I could tell. Right, they packed this whole thing with super dense jargon. Okay, so I guess this is a fair as a health article. It's really more useful for people in El Paso than it is for people like me who live over by New York City. It's, the odds of me going to a restaurant in El Paso in the near future are pretty low. Pretty low. That's odd. Not what you would expect. I mean, bananas are super starchy sugary, and yogurt is often sweetened. I don't know about oats. Kind of depends on the form of the oats that you're eating. Like if your oat consumption is through breakfast cereal and like granola bars, then sure. If your oat consumption is like mainly whole oats that have been soaked and then cooked into oatmeal with no sugar added, then I wouldn't expect that to be an issue. 12 creative ways to use protein powder. Protein powder. Yeah. I mean, you can add protein powder to like anything you want. I don't know that the typical person needs more protein. I don't know. If you're that's short on protein, then go for it maybe. Yeah. So far as I know, whooping cough does not mutate very quickly, so everybody in this area needs to make sure their vaccines are up to date. A large hole in her heart is usually that's a metaphor. Unfortunately, it seems that's maybe being literal in this case. Generally, when a young child has this problem, there's a couple of different causes, but one of them is sometimes one of the walls in the heart that's open, or um, like it's open before you're born, right? Because your blood flows differently before you're born, and sometimes that doesn't seal properly the way that it's supposed to. Uh, yeah. Like when your own heart takes over. Your heart reconfigures. And that's supposed to happen before you're born, so you know, you don't die. It's unfortunate. Good luck. Well then, nothing I can really do about that. that a wheelchair stuck to the MRI machine? That that's not ideal. Hmm. Let's see, two top row. Two. This doesn't feel like enough clues. Let's see. There's no positives here. And that means that there's no negatives here, which means we need both of those in order to get positives. Okay. And if this one can't be negative, then that means they're right to that. If this is positive, then in order to get the negative count of this one, we need there. Okay. Maybe this is enough clues? Let's see. Can't have that one because that would be negative. Oh, we must have that one in order to fit that one. And then let's see. This one would also be negative, so that's not cool. Two positives. So it goes like that. So not that one because it would be. Just negatives. That one was blocked. Okay. Never mind. There were plenty of clues. Just took a little bit to figure out how they applied. We don't have that data. Let's see. This has to be a total of 4, so it has to be that one. Not that one. So there's 2 out of 4 there, and there's 2 out of 2 there. And that's all 3 in this row. Since 2 of them are positive, but that one is positive. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see, that row. We are a winner. I've really been liking Keen lately. Feel that arithmetic. Right. So 1 and 2 are too small. And 3 and 6 are not factors of 20. Here, 5's not a factor, and 1, 2, and 3 are too small. Because 3 would require an 8, but it only goes up to 6. One times 6 is 6. That has to be a 4. And let's see. What are the factors of 54? 1, yes. 2, yes. 3, yep. 4. No. Because 2 into 54 is 27, which is odd. So you can only get 1, 2 out of that. 3, 4, 5, no. If you have a 2 and a 3, then you automatically get a 6. I would. Wait, what's up? Yeah, he comes up to the chair and stands up on his hind legs and pokes me in the side. Yeah. What do you want? What do you want? Stripey boy. Yeah, you're so soft and stripey. How'd you get so stripey, Fuzzball? You were born that way? Yeah. You were born striped. He's a tiger striped tabby cat. My sister's more spots than stripes. 4 pairs with that 2, but that 2 is okay because it can also pair with the 1. Let's see, 3s. Okay, so one of these is the 5. And 5 pairs with 1. Yes. 5 and 1 have a difference of 4. Oh yeah, that reminds me. That one can't be the 1, because the largest you can make with 2 is only 36. 2 is 27. Which requires 9 by 3. Okay, so you can't also have 2. So there's 1, 6, 2 3s. So what's left in this row? The 1, the 2, and the 5. So the 1 and the 5. So it's the 2. It's the 4. So this has the 2 and the 5. So 1 and the 4, or the 3 and the 2. And difference of 4, huh? So 1 and 5 go together. 3 doesn't go with anything. 5 goes with 1. 6 would go with the 2. This doesn't match any of those. And that's the only document. What? Don't poke me. What are you doing, my boy? You keep sneaking up and poking me in the side. Yeah, why are you doing that? What do you want? I'm gonna pick you up. Yeah, I'm gonna pick you up. What are you doing? What are you doing? You need pets. Gonna get pets. If you keep poking me. Yeah. I'm gonna ruffle your fur up. Ruff, 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 ruff. Yeah. No, ruffle up your fur. Keep sneaking up here and poking me in the side, you silly cat. Silly cat. Yeah. You're not gonna get anything though. Yeah, you're not gonna get anything. don't have anything for you. I do not have anything for you. The end of this puzzle tends to just be filling in the Latin square. Too big. Too big. Shrink it down. So here the factors are 1, 2, 4, 5, and 10. Right, 10 is too big, which makes 1 and 2 too small. So even going up to 9. Oh, whereas here, the factors are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And those are all viable. 63? That's a weird number. It must be a 7. Yeah, so 7 times 10 is 70. Right, so this is 7 times 9. I know I've said this before, I really just don't have the 7s memorized. They're just so weird. I mean, they're only weird in base 10. Right. They're the largest prime out of the base 10 digits. Right, and that just makes them feel very strange. I mean, the number 7 is really one of the strongest arguments of switching to a base 6 system. Right, and then you would only have 0 through 5 to memorize. Programmers would say, well, what about 8? You could do base 8, and then yes, you'd have some 7s. Right, but they would not be as bad. Right, because there would be less of them. Right, you would stop at 7 times 7. Right, and that's fine. And 8 is nice because it's divisible by 2, divisible by 2, divisible by 2, right? You can divide 8 by 2 3 times. Which makes it really nice for computers. 6 is nice because you can also divide it by 3. You can only divide it by 2 once. But you can do halves and you can do thirds. It's supposed to base 10 where you can do halves and you can do fifths. Wait, do we? I don't know. Right, base 10's kind of iffy that way. And really the trade-off on which base you pick is about picking a bigger base means it's easier to represent a larger number with fewer digits, but it means you have to remember larger addition and multiplication tables. Factors 35, 5, and 7. Also 1 and 35. That doesn't fit. So 27 is 3 cubed. So 1, 3, and 9. And since you can't do 3, 3, 3, it's going to be a 1, a 3, and a 9. Yep, 7 is prime. So it's only 1 and 7. 18 is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. Used the 9 already in this one. 9. So now we're gonna need. Right, you need a 2 and 2 3s. Since we only have 1 3 available, that means we're gonna have to use the 6 for the other one, which also takes care of the 2. So we don't have room for a 2 anymore. So this is gonna be a 1 3 6. Let's see. Use the 1, the 3, the 6, the 9. So this is 2, 4, 5, and 8. And those are all factors of 80. And here, 2, 3. There's no 3, so there's no 6, there's no 7, 8. Can we actually have a 1 here, though? Because the largest number we could make these two is only 40. So we can't have the 1 there. That 4 is already been used by that. And let's see, 54. That's another. 54 is a 6, isn't it? Yeah. 6 times 8 is 48, and 6 times 9 is 54. So 3 3s and 1 2. I only have 2 blocks, so I can't. Right, I can't split the 2 out and have a 2 times 3 times 9. That doesn't work. Okay, so 15, sum of 15, 7 and 8, or 6 and 9. and anything 5 and smaller is too small, because 5 would require a 10. And here, 4. It has to be things smaller than 5. You can't make a sum of 5 with things that are bigger than 5. There's no negatives. Okay, that 4 is eliminated, which means that one will do. Difference of 5 on the other hand. Right? Doesn't really tell us that much. Not yet, anyways. It will once we eliminate a couple more. Okay, 2 goes with the 5, 5 goes with the 2, and the 8 goes with the 5. It's just 3 go with. Uh, 3 would go with a 6, but I didn't have the 6. I had a 2, a 4, 5, and an 8. Did I type something weird? 2, 4, 5, and 8. So 2 would go with a 5. 4 would go with a 1 or a 7. Those are both blocked by square. So 4 is no good. 5 would go with a 2 or 8. And 8 would go with a 5. Yeah, I don't know, I made a mistake in there somewhere. Here, let's see. A 2 goes with a 9. 8 goes with a 1. And 4 and 5 don't match with anything, right? Because 4 would be 11, and 5 would be 12, for a difference of 7. Let's do the 162. The multiply blocks tend to be these. It's divisible by 1, it's 1, 2, 3, not 4. 5, 6, yes, 7, 8, no. Let's see. The largest number we can make just 2 is only 81. So we have, yeah, 2 and 9 and 9 is an option. So that's a total of 4 3s and 1 2. So 3 and 6 and 9 should also work. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. What you meowing about? Fun. Why you being? Why you being a sticker? Hmm? Yeah. You're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna get anything. For two reasons. One is because I fed you before I started the stream. And two is because this is not behavior I want you to reward. Yeah. I mean, if you just want attention, that's fine. If you just want attention. Let's close the sevens. That one. Hey, quit poking me. Dum dum. Yeah, you dum dum. I don't have anything for you. Let's see. Difference of two. It's not a. It's not a one, is it? It's a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, and 8. That makes more sense. 5 is not too apart from any of those. So 4, 6, 4, 6, 8. Stop poking me. Yeah, you can sit over there and stare at me sulkily. That doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'll give you a snack when it's time for a snack, and that's not right now. That's 5 seconds. Push the right buttons. Okay. 7 matches with either 5 or 9. That's what? 7 requires a 1. So that's 3 and 5. Okay, so that's 3, that makes it 7, that makes it 9. So what do we have left in this column? In this row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's see. Difference of division by 3. 4 is no good. 1 and 3 and 2 and 6 there. If we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, then on the flip side we have 4, 6, 7, 8. We'd have 9. 9 is going to be used. 11. It's not big enough. Gives us 9, 8, 7, and 6 is too big. And the 2 is used up in that row. So 3 is good. And we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all used up there. Let's see. These pairs go between 17 and 11. Right, so these 3 go between contributing nothing and contributing a maximum of 6. But since there's 3 of them, then actually they can't have a 5. Because each one has a minimum of 1. So that could be 4 and 1 and 1. Give you 6. And 3 and 2 and 1. Yep. Let's see. That 2 is part of that 2. Do boo blue do do. So I have 1 through 9 used there. So 3. There's 2 and 4 paired with 3 and 1 respectively. And we have 2 and 4 paired up. So that tells us quite a lot. doesn't work. So that would require a 4. We don't have. Blah, 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 blah. One, two, three, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 and 7 do not pair to make that. But I mean, so where could a 6 go in this row other than here? The only other option is here, which would mean that something is wrong in this row. Column. This is a column. Yeah, the vertical ones are columns, the horizontal ones are rows. One of these days I'll start getting that right. Probably I won't. Okay, let's see if we can find a quick fix. Otherwise, I may just surrender. I'll accept my fate as a loser. This has to be 1, 3, and 9. There's just no other options. Right. This piece is 4 and 5. Again, there's no other options. 2, 4, 8. There, so that can't be a 6 there. And this. Right. 2 and 4 can't be a 6 there. So this is wrong. Okay, so let's rewind until I was working at that. This is also wrong. I filled those in as if they were the sum of 5. They're not a sum of 5, they're a difference of 5. So, yep. Oh, and I did the same thing here, now that I look at it. Right? It's a difference of 5, not a sum of 5. Right? The numbers have to be 5 apart, not 5 in total. Oops. Okay. So I see that I can Had to rewind quite a bit there. It's 5 and the 8, 2 and the 9. What's that leave me with? 6 pair together. 3 pairs with 8. Let's just do that again. Okay, so this is not a 5, and it's not an 8, and this one's not a 2, and it's not a 9. 1 goes to 6, 2 goes to 7, 3 goes to 8, 4 goes to 9. Okay, 6 goes to 1, 7 goes to the 2, and 9 goes to 4. And go the other direction. 1 and 6, 3 and 8, 4 and 9, 5, 1. No, that's not correct. 5 minus 5 is 0. So minus 5 can't have a 5. So it would have to go to either 0 or 10. 6 goes to 1. 7 goes to 2, and 8 goes to 3. Five, 7 gets rid of that 5. Six and 9. What's up, bud? You trying to convince me that it's nap time again? You're not correct. You're not correct. It's not nap time. I can read a clock. I suspect you cannot read a clock. Yeah. Yeah, what? You're gonna stand in front of me and block the screen so I can't see it? Is that your protest? You're protesting. I guess it's better than protesting. Yeah, you're not turning into algae. Okay. Now everything is nice and consistent. Seven, nine, six goes one, seven goes two, eight goes three. Hmm. What are you doing now? Staring at your reflection? Wondering who that cat in the computer is? It looks just like you. It looks just like you. It's very strange. Yeah. None of these really feel like good clues. Let's see. This one can't have fives or sevens or nines. Default. And if I get rid of the sixes, then I also have to get rid of the threes. I guess together these make an okay clue. Because they use up the 1, 2, 4, and 8. So this one has to be the 1 and the 9. Because it also can't be the 5. I think I'm going to take a little break. Back in a little while. We can't be the 8 because that would require both of these to be a 1. Same reason this can't be 8 because that would require both of these to be a 1. And this can't be an 8. Alright, and now I can't have 2 and 2 and 2. Because they'd be next to each other. So I have to have a 2 and a 4 and a 1. Which means one of these has to be a 1. There's no 1s in this column. One of these is a 4, so that one's not a 4. So it's not a 9. The 2 and the 6, the 3 and 6 and the 2. It's a little bit of progress. Really sleepy all of a sudden. narrowed anything down yet. So I now know that one of these is the 9. But still don't know which one. What do we do here? Just guess? Guess. What if this one is the 4? What happens? What else could I pick that might some information? That's scroll wheel. Better than that. 2 and 3 don't match there. Six goes to 7, 6 goes to 1. 7. So the 1 and the 2 go together, and the 3 and the 4 go together, and the 8 and the 9 can go together. This puzzle was harder than expected. Let's see. These make 9, which means there's 8 left, so this can't be the 9s. Minimum here is a 2, so I can't have 6. So these are a 1 and a 4 for 5, and I'm trying to make 8. So it's a 3. So, I wrote. Something wrong here. Okay, so there's no 2, there's no 3, there's no 5, there's no 7, there's no 8. There's no 4, 5, 6, or 7. So 1 goes with 3, 4 goes with 2, 6 goes with either 8 goes there. 9 requires a 7. There's no 9 there. 1 takes a 3, which is 2 goes to 4, 3 goes to 1, 8 goes with 6, and 9 requires a 7, which is 7. Nine is too much. And 6 is still too much. So this is a 6. It's a 9. Maybe I clicked the wrong one there because I feel like I got 9 there before instead of 6. That was not correct. Okay, so 4 by 5 is 20. Which means this one's a 4, and this is a 4, and this is a 5. See, sum to 5, 6, 8 is 14. It's a 3 to make 17. 9 is 81, so that's a 2. So it's the 5, that's that 1. 6. Not the 3. So, where's left? No. 2. 2 is there. Is that the 5? There. That fits much better. 6. There we go. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna sign off and go to bed early. Yeah, I think that's the plan. See you guys around. Bye-bye.